guys, welcome back to my channel. We're still a couple of weeks away from being able to plant stuff, but I'm super excited about my garden this year. Wes made me a little raised bed for our backyard and I'm just super excited to work on it. So I thought in the meantime, I would make some garden markers. I will link below to the tutorial that I followed to do this. I followed it kind of loosely. These garden markers are made out of clay that you bake in the oven. This is the kind that I used. I'll link to it below. And then the other thing that I used for this project are these tiny little stamps, rubber stamps. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is tear off a piece of clay. And this clay it's not like Play-Doh. You have to really kind of knead it around in your hands a lot. So you're gonna wanna do that to just kind of warm it up. And then I used one of these mats. You don't have to do this, but I just found that using this was a little bit easier to keep them all roughly the same size. So I made mine all roughly a half an inch by 4 inches, and I just use a glass to roll it out. There were some things that would have been helpful to use, like a rolling pin and an X-Acto knife, but I couldn't find mine. We recently moved. If you guys have been following me, you know that, but yeah, some stuff got lost in the move, so I'm gonna have to look for those. But instead, I was just using my husband's pocket knife, and I used a glass to roll it out. And you could really use anything. Like you could use a knife from the kitchen. That's what I ended up using, as you'll see. But you're just gonna cut the sides into nice straight lines and then cut a little point at one end. It's also helpful to keep flipping it upside down. So don't do everything on one side and then try to peel it off, because it will get kind of stuck to your surface. So I just kept flipping mine as I would work. And then I used these little stamps and I just stamped out whatever name of the plant that I was planting. So this one says berries. So yeah, as I was working on this, Wes saw me struggling and he was like, why don't you just use this big knife from the kitchen? And everything got easier once I started using this. So you can just use a big knife like this if you don't have a razor blade. In the tutorial that I followed, or that I read, she had like a big razor blade, and obviously that would work really well too, but I didn't want to have to buy anything more. So yeah, I just used this big knife, and that made it a lot easier because then you could just make one big chop rather than having to try to cut in a straight line. And this is what they all look like when I was done before I put them in the oven, and you can see they're not perfect. I don't think with this type of project it's supposed to be perfect. It kind of has that handmade effect. So don't worry if yours don't turn out perfect either. And I put them in the oven at 275 for 15 minutes, but you just have to follow the instructions on the back of your clay that you use. And then this is what they look like when they were all done. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you guys are gardening this year. I feel like a lot of people are really in the mood to garden just with everything that's going on right now. I'd love to hear what you're planting. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Oh, be sure to follow me on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram yet, I would really, really appreciate it. Trying to build up that account. I have like so many more followers on YouTube versus Instagram, so I'd like to kind of bridge the gap if I could. So yeah, I'd really appreciate a follow there if you guys don't already. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.